Hello my lovelies and welcome to another video on my channel. Thank you very much for joining me today as always. This video is going to be something a little bit different for my channel. As you know, normally I do like hints and tips and reviews and designs and things like that, but I've actually had a little bit of a nail crisis this week. I have managed to take a chunk out of one of my nails. It's a pretty impressive chunk. Don't ask me how I did it because I honestly don't know. It's a bit like one of those bruises that, just appears and then you think, how did I manage that? So yes, this is the mani that I've had on for about a week. I did intend to have done a design last week with my new colours from Born Pretty, which are from NSI, but it just hasn't happened. It's just been one of those weeks. And obviously a bit of a, bit of a klutzy one. So anyway, I've got this little hole in my nail and I just thought I did actually file my nails down. They were getting too long, which is probably, didn't really help the situation. And I actually, whatever I did, I managed to do it twice. I've got a little one on this nail as well, but that's a really minor one. And to be honest, by the time I actually put another bit of builder gel on that, you're not really going to notice that one. Whereas this one's like pretty obvious. And normally I would just sort of file the nail down to that level, but I just didn't want to do that. I thought, you know what, I'm actually just going to try and fill that gap, which is something that I never do because I don't sculpt nails. I do builder gel over my natural nail. So we're going to do something a little bit different, and I thought I might record it because if nothing else, it might give you a really good laugh because there's going to be absolute amateur hour with me doing this. So I do actually miraculously have some nail forms. You can see by the thickness of this roll, I really don't use them. So for some reason, I don't know, probably about 8 or 9 years ago, I thought it would be a good idea to buy 500 nail forms, and they've basically been sitting in my drawer ever since. So I'm going to dust these off. Use one of these, potentially 2 or 3 if it turns out to be a disaster, but we'll see how we go. And other than that, I'll use my gel. So the builder gel I use is Luminary. This gel, this pot is for Peace. I've actually refilled it with Hope, but the two colors are very, very similar. To be honest, if you've got one, you've pretty much got the other. You'll need a file. Well, I'm going to use a file because what I'm going to do is just remove the top coat from this gel. So you could either use a buffer if you've got a buffer, or as you can see, this is a very, very well loved 180 grit file. So it's basically going to be similar to using a buffer. And then your gel application brush as well. So I'm going to go and file my nails off camera because that's not a very exciting thing to watch, and I will be right back. Okay, so all I have done is just filed the top coat of my nail. As you can see, it is now very matte, and I have just cleansed it with a lint-free wipe and a bit of cleanser. So I'm just going to come in here with my Commit Primer, which is just a primer for the Luminary system. I thought I may as well fill my nail while I'm here, even though it's actually not been on that long. But anyway, when I say been on that long, it's not really... You know what I mean. I didn't do them that long ago. So I'm just going to get a bit of an orange wood stick and give this a little stir. This does tend to separate this builder gel, so I just like to give it a bit of a stir before I use it. Normally I use my spatula, but it's hiding from me at the moment, so I'll just use my orange wood stick because it is right here next to me. I'll just remove that. Okay, so I'm just going to come in here, try and in shot, yeah. Get myself organized, and then come in with just a base layer. So as with most gel systems, if you're going to put a base layer on, you want it to be very, very thin, and you want to basically scrub it into your nail. So you don't want any... you don't want to float your base coat on or anything like that. You really want to scrub it in well. And I'm actually going to put a little bit where I've got this nick as well. So you can see I haven't filed off any of the builder gel itself. They're a little bit thicker than they would normally be as well, just because I trimmed them back without actually filing them at the same time. So I'm just going to pop that in my lamp for 30 seconds. So with the Luminary systems, it is generally a 60-second cure for a builder gel layer. If you're just doing a very thin layer like I did just now, then 30 seconds is sufficient. So I'm just going to get rid of that bubble. and I will let that cure and I will be right back. Okay, so this is where we might have a bit of amateur hour kicking in because I really don't use nail forms, as I mentioned. Yeah, I ordered a pack of 500 and I've probably got about 498 left. So, yes, we shall see how we go. Yeah, does anyone else do that like me? Like you just do overlays on your natural nail? I don't know why I never really got into extensions. I think it's just because, I don't know, they just don't look as natural to me. I much prefer the look of Builder Gel on your natural nail because, you know, even with it and, what am I trying to say? When you do an overlay, you still have to basically follow the shape of your natural nail. So, you know, natural nails aren't perfect at the end of the day. You know, they, most people's nails either float up, you know, point upwards or point down, or, you know, one or the other. You know, very few people have absolutely perfect natural nails, and those that do are absolutely blessed. So I'm just going to come in and I'm just going to do a bit of a layer there. I'm just going to make sure that that fits nice and snug, and I'm going to fill this little gap here. As I said, I really have absolutely no idea how this is going to go. I have no expectations of greatness, but I am going to freeze this very quickly because we are in summer here, and this gel polish, this Builder Gel, is very, very runny, and when it's hot, when the weather is warm, it's like super run. So I'm going to pop that in the lamp. And I will cure that one for 60 seconds because it was a little bit of a bigger chunk. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we are back. We have done our 60-second cure. Okay. I don't know that that's looking too bad, actually. Okay, so I'm going to do another layer because I'd rather have it too thick and file it down than remove this form and have it all fall apart. So I'm just going to build this up a little bit more. Actually, let me do a little bit of a backfill while I'm here. While we're at the back of our nail anyway. Just going to fill this back bit because I'll do the same thing on my other nails before I do a design, which I'm planning to do this weekend. I was planning to do it last weekend, but as I said, it didn't quite eventuate, which was a bit of a shame, but never mind. Such is life. When you work full time, we all know how quickly our weekends evaporate. So I'm just going to clean that up, and I've just realised, another amateur hour, I didn't have my cleanup brush handy. So because I changed my mind, I've got a bit of gel on the side. My goodness, you can see why I like normally do a voiceover, can't you? Because actually doing my nails and talking at the same time clearly is just not my forte. Okay, so we're going to just get a little bit more detail down here. Bring that a little bit closer to that cuticle. Put an extra little bit over here. And by then, I'm sure my gel will have started to run. So that is going to go straight in the lamp. Okay, so we are out of the lamp, and this is where we are at now. So we've got a pretty reasonable shape on there. That actually looks like it's a good thickness at the side there. So you know what? Let's live dangerously. Let's live on the edge, and let's remove this form. Oh my goodness, is anyone else super nervous? How many of you are actually expecting this nail to snap off at this point? Be honest with me. I'd love it if you put it in the comments. Let me know what you think. Given, oh, oh wow. Okay. Here we go. Okay, well that's quite a nice pleasant surprise. Let me just get a lint-free wipe. And okay, so obviously I need to do some filing here. Okay, so I've got a little bit of gel underneath. my nail. So I might need to get to that with my e-file because I can't get a hand file in there. But there we go. That's actually not too bad. Okay, I'm going to go and give that a file. Actually, I'll do it here while we're on camera. I'll just clean this stuff up. Just give me 2 seconds. So you can see a slight difference in colour. Not sure. Oh gosh, sorry, I'm out of shot there. I'm not sure if the camera's picking that up. It's very, very subtle. Like you literally have to stare at it to see it. But can you see that just slight different coloration there? But otherwise, I'm actually really pretty happy with how that turned out. That is the first attempt that I've made to do that, and we'll see how it holds up. So obviously I've just done this now. I am planning on doing my nails this weekend. It's Friday today. And then we will see how it holds up over the next week or so. Anyway, I hope you found that entertaining, or interesting at least. It did actually work out. So far, so good. So anyway, I hope you're all well, and I will see you for the design video. Take care, everyone. Bye.